I'm using these bigger size pots because it's just what we have right now. I was looking at the leftover potting mix that I had from last year, and it looks like there's a lot of peat moss. I did add some compost earlier and had potted some, but I think I'm going to add some more here and then maybe make another mix. This is our compost currently. Here's where we're filling in on the right side, and then we just flipped it over last year just once. We have a third bin over there, but I don't like to do it, so I just flipped it once. Sometimes we get little tags from fruit from the store. There's a little potato. So we make a big batch in garbage can. And so this is just the leftover from last year. I think it's a generous amount of compost in there. Some perlite, some vermiculite, so I prefer these bigger pots because I don't want to have to transplant them so quickly. These just plug in here. I don't know if I would have bought these myself, but they seem to do okay. Getting a replacement bulb for these fairy Morse lights is a bit difficult. They always seem to break. And I had a hard time figuring out how to replace the light bulbs. I couldn't find it online anywhere. And then I just accidentally figured it out one day, and I think you just twist it. It was pretty simple. It's a bit of a mess with the wire system, but it works. And I'm trying to hang them as close to the top as I can. So I don't want to have to move them when they get bigger. This rack was from, I think, Home Depot or Lowe's. It had a plastic cover over it for sprouting. I've had it for quite a long time and have used the plastic, and that worked well when I was in the city. But now when I'm doing it indoors, it works pretty great. I did have to attach it to the wall. It's a little bit flimsy, but a pretty good deal it was. I imagine they still sell them. I don't know. I just realized too, I used to put the trays this way, but I just realized it's going to be so much easier to water. Just pull them out and water them. Before it was really hard to get the back tray, and I never thought to change the direction. It's just funny how those little things you just don't think about. So each year, just find new ways to do things, to adapt, and do what works easier, more efficiently, or just makes more sense. These lights. What is the easiest way to attach them? I don't remember how I did it last time, so there's probably an easier way. Okay, I'm putting what type of plant it is, the name, or variety, I guess, and then the company. So this is the broccoli. I'm just gonna do as much as I can. I always do a whole lot. These seeds are from 2024. Just 1/8 of an inch, really doesn't need to be this much. I just kind of like to give myself a little place where I'm gonna put the seed, and then cover it as I go. So I know which ones I did. I've used just regular dirt before when I didn't have a lot of money to spend on seed pots. I might have bought some compost or something, but mostly I would just use dirt, regular dirt from wherever the garden is gonna go. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing with the cabbage. Just do 9 and 9 because I have 2 different varieties. Not been traditionally very good at keeping track of what seeds have been planted from what company, so it's taken me some time to get to that place where I'm better at it. So many years of not knowing what you were growing there, not remembering what you planted, and sort of getting frustrated with that. Because at some point you want to know. Especially when you're trying to decide what grows best, what's happiest growing in the ground where you are. Yeah, that was super easy. Okay. Same kind of thing. Just gonna do it pretty shallow. may eventually just let the kale reseed in the same bed, but because we rotate crops, this is why I'm planting the seeds. Because I don't believe you really need to. And eventually, perhaps, as I get into more permaculture and like natural farming, I will probably go to letting them reseed themselves, keeping them in a bed. We'll see. Okay, this is the onion. This is a new one. It's not the same as I planted last year. And I ran out of the bigger pots, and I think it's just fine. These are little 6-packs. If you can see that. Which is probably just better for onions anyway, because they take so long to grow. So they don't need to be in the bigger pots. Right, last one is the leeks, or the leeks. Same thing, they take a long time, they're small, so use the rest of these 6-packs. While I don't like using plastic, we had these already, but and they've lasted quite a while, several years, so I'm just going to keep using them while I have them. So these are 4 years old, so it's questionable whether they will be viable, but you can see it was a nice big head of seeds, and they're in these little, in the little flower pods or whatever. Very technical. So I don't think I'm going to keep trying to get the chaff off of it and just go ahead and plant the little flower heads. Right, because in nature, I mean, obviously they haven't just come out, so I think it'll be fine. Okay, and I'm just gonna do a bunch in here. Because we don't know what's gonna happen. So I'm starting the year 2026 sprouting, and starting with the brassicas, I'm a month behind. I really wanted to start these ones in February. But it is what it is, and the weather has been very mild here. We didn't get any snow, and lots of rain. But, so, you know, and I still worry about the slugs, and so I'm still planting, you know, seeding the plants indoors for quite some time before I transplant them outside. I want them to get really well established so the slugs don't eat them all down. Got some old seeds here, so we'll see how that goes. I am more organized this year. The lettuce, the leeks, and the kale are all seeds that we've grown and kept. So that's pretty cool. That's, you know, moving towards self-sufficiency. And so I hope to keep doing that more. I don't think I saved any broccoli seeds. Definitely didn't save any cabbage seeds last year. So I don't know, maybe I'll try this year and see how it goes. I want to try to catch up. I've got 2 more trays. Maybe go ahead and start planting some of the peppers and tomatoes, basil, peas. I got some new French beans that are pole beans, so I need to try those as well. So there's still a bunch more I want to seed, and this is all the space I have. So I probably should have planted less of some of these. Yeah, I guess I don't need too many tomatoes and peppers. I always overplant those as well, but I kind of like a big harvest on those, so we'll see. Anyway, welcome to the beginning of the new year, and I'll talk to you soon.